Oh, okay. Hello. So I was just thinking. So this is going to be titled "The Universe Honors the Wicked Part 2" of what we would call the wicked according to our own so-called morals. Now, I've lost my morals after what I had to deal with over the past few months, almost a year. I pretty much lost my morals, and I'm going to explain why. It has nothing to do with, you have some people that say they're on the dark side, that they lost their morals, but losing morals don't have anything to do about, okay, I see the world for what it is, so I'm not going to have no morals. I'm going to do whatever I like because I see people do what they want and they just get away with it. So I'm losing my... No, well, me losing my morals don't have anything to do with that. It's understanding how things are, how things have always been, and releasing the indoctrination of morals, because that's a bunch of indoctrination to keep you from becoming your true self. Your true self is not something that some religion told you that you're supposed to be or how you're supposed to behave. That's just going to keep you in a prison and keep you from merging with your true self. I said, it's a video titled, "Is That Really Us on the Other Side of the Mirror?" Okay, and in that movie, Us, because I realized, and I'm gonna say this, in that movie Us, I had a revelation that the Lupita Nyong'o, her character, that real person, that little girl that was taken, the real person was the one that was in orange, the one that was on the other side of that mirror when Lupita grew up along with her family, her husband, and her two kids. Those were the actual real people, but they look all messy and crazy and evil. And I think that is done by design because we are supposed to listen to spirit, not go by the indoctrination that we've been fed. Because if we go by the indoctrination we've been fed, then we're going to think, oh, poor the other Lupita that look clean and her husband, and they just look like a great little, nice little family, right? So our indoctrination will have us feeling sorry for those people who are actually, they are the egos. Those are the shadow. They're the egos. The real people who was trapped, the souls that was trapped, are those folks that was on the other side of that mirror. And that was a revelation given to me, like I said in that video during the meditation. I did a meditation for consciousness, right? For my consciousness. And I just happened to look to see what was happening. Not with my physical eyes open, with my eyes closed, but I looked with my eyes closed, if you know what I mean. And my forehead, like it was going into the mirror. It's like my forehead was merging into the mirror. I'm like, why is my forehead merging into the mirror when I'm doing a meditation on consciousness, right? For my consciousness. And then I realized the real me is on that other side, not the one that I think is me. The real me is on that other side. Okay? Now, getting back to this title, the universe honors the wicked part 2. So there's a saying said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And the problem is why the wicked keeps getting away with a lot what we would call wicked. Actually, they're not wicked. Okay, because if people want to remain in the ego realm, okay, well then we can call that wicked too. Okay, we can say that I've been wicked because I didn't realize the real me was on the other side of that mirror. Why didn't I realize it? It's not that I wasn't doing spiritual work, but at the same time, when you have to focus on the responsibilities in life, and sometimes more of a focus is put on that than your soul, then that's wicked too. I'm just not killing babies and stuff, okay? I'm not doing sex trafficking. I'm not involved in a lot of criminal behavior. But the fact that I was so into making sure that, making sure that, my money is up and I can make sure my bills are paid because I feel like a responsible adult. I don't feel ashamed when I have money, but then we're not ashamed to lose our own soul. That is wicked. That's more wicked than Bill Gates. That is more wicked than Bill Gates. Let me tell you why. Because he is who he is. He is his true self. Regardless of whether we like it or not, he is his true self. But a lot of us aren't, because we chose to pay our bills and make sure our money was right over our own soul. That is the most wicked as it comes. That is the most wicked as it comes. Okay? Now, when I say Bill Gates is his true self, he ain't me. He ain't me. I don't know what kind of soul he got or if he got one. And if it is only a few souls that were originally here, okay? The rest of my other consciousness that was kind of planted, okay? So he ain't originally from what you would call the earth or whatever the planet was before it was destroyed. He ain't original to it. So that's why I say he has always been his true self. He ain't the one that's wicked. A lot of us are, to be so focused on responsibilities and paying our bills over our own soul. We're more wicked than he is. Oh yeah, he take those needles to Africa, but a lot of those Africans are Christian. Why did they honor they have forsaken their resonance, their ancestors. They have forsaken their way of spirituality, and because they probably had leaders that looked just like them that sold them out, and then they turned into Christians. They have forsaken their true spirituality for Christianity, and we wonder why Bill Gates is able to go over there and put these needles and put all this foreign stuff in them, because they had already forsaken who they are anyway. And I'm not pointing no finger at them, okay? That's just what it is. So that is evil. That's the original sin, not Bill Gates. That is a sin, okay? So when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Well, when the teacher appearing is your spirit appearing when you are ready to rise up in consciousness, when you are ready to mature. You know, when I was a little boy, I did little boy things, but now that I'm a man, you know that part. So we grew up. Some of us are growing up into the real God that we're supposed to be, but I don't like that term because that word God is used like in patriarchy. Actually, a lot of us, we are above what's called a God, okay? That's some kind of term that's used here, okay? But we're actually above what's called a God if we get into who we truly are. I mean, we ain't above no God staying low and not becoming our true selves. We ain't no God then, but we do become a God when we decide to listen to spirit and to merge with spirit instead of just being an ego all the time, focused on, I got to get my money, I got to get my bag, so you forsake your soul. And I'm not just talking about no celebrities either. I mean, most of us ain't got room talking about no celebrities because most of us are focused on working 2 or 3 jobs. Most of us are focused on all the problems in life, or all the things that goes on in life, and that we give little attention to who we truly are. We are the real us is stuck somewhere while we are making sure that our responsibilities are made. So we really ain't got no room to talk about no celebrities, to be honest with you. We really ain't got no room to do that. Okay? So yeah. So the wicked, the universe honors the wicked part too, because majority of the people chose their ego over their true self. And so if the universe is mental, like I said before, if the universe is mental, and most people are going to choose to live in what's called fear or stay in their ego over what they think they can't have. So they gotta stay. They kind of gotta do certain things to get this and that. They gotta do certain things and make sure their family is taken care of. And if you keep in that attitude, then you're in your lower, you in your lower self. You're constantly in your lower self, having to constantly do that, constantly having to hustle and stuff like that. And you're constantly in your lower self. And so the universe honors that. So, we can't get mad that some people appear to be more diabolical, because it's diabolical to ignore your soul to make sure you get your bag. That's diabolical. So that's what I mean by not having no morals. You can't have morals on, okay, what looks to be worse than the other. Okay? Because maybe Bill Gates ain't the one that's sinning. Okay, where he comes from, that's where he comes from in his original home that he comes from. Those might have been the instructions given to him. So he's not the one that's sinning. Okay, he has to do what he has to do so he can go back to his home, or else they might tell him not to go back. So we can't judge what looks worse than the other according to some fake morals. Okay. And also I was just saying that I lost my morals. It's because of having morals keep you yourself in a prison. So a lot of people have allowed what looks like wickedness to expand because of the morals given to them, that they keep themselves trapped. And so a lot of people that's into this wickedness, they don't have those kind of morals, and they actually probably could be more free than the ones with the morals. Because the morals keep you from really doing what you're supposed to do. If you don't like something, and then your morals got to move out the way, and you got to do what you got to do. And it might not look pretty. It might not look how religion told you that you're supposed to act. It might not look all nice and positive. When it's time for you, if you want change, then you have to make that change yourself. You have to make that change yourself. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So, and it might not look the way that we have been taught that this is supposed to look. Maybe you're not going to have a smile on your face. Maybe you're not going to be all positive. Maybe you might appear to be angry. Okay, maybe you might appear to be very evil when it's time for you to take care of business. It's not, these morals can't exist then when it's time for you to really, if you want to see a real change. Because right now, a lot of people are just maneuvering around everything that's going on right now that's happening. A lot of people are trying to create their reality and maneuver around and get what they want, maneuvering around this big thing that's kind of in the way there. And you know what I'm talking about. So they're not really making a big effort to make it disappear. A lot of people are just trying to maneuver themselves around it and create their own reality within this big old thing that's in the way. Okay? And so that big old thing is still going to be a part of their reality because they're not trying to do nothing to move it out the way. They're not trying to do anything to move that mountain. They're just trying to maneuver around that mountain. A lot of people are. Okay? And so because that mountain, the people that's over that mountain, they don't care. They want their empire to expand. And they're willing to move the other folks out the way to get theirs to expand. It's almost like the universe honors it. And like I say, a lot of people are just stuck in their egos. A lot of people are they're still ego. They have moments of where they are in their spirit, but a lot of times they're in ego. And so when most of the people, especially in the United States of America, most of the time they're in their ego, getting out and protesting and just doing a bunch of physical stuff, that's still ego. Okay, that's not really spirit. So not to say it's nothing wrong with just doing the physical stuff, but the spirit needs to come first. You can't just rush and do the physical stuff first. Okay, and so this is why the universe is honoring the wicked, because what you would call wicked, because a lot of people are in their egos, even though they don't appear to do the bad things that the so-called elites are doing. They are still in their egos as well, and so they are still wicked too. So anyway, and the universe is going to honor it. That's just the bottom line, because the spirit ain't going to show up until the people are ready to be taught, until the people are ready for that type of change. And nothing else is going to come and save them. Okay, nothing is going to come and part no clouds and come and save them. Okay, because they are not ready to mature. But anyway, that'll be it, and I will talk later.